Awo Olwatuka. Oh, once upon a time. Yet again, this is another story from Uganda by Tata Musa. Now, if you've watched the Kintu and Nambi story, you'll have an idea of what this story will be about today. Now, many years ago, there lived a man called Mpobe. Mpobe was a hunter and lived by the spear. This young man loved hunting as he used to go there every day. He had his dog, which he had bought a bell for and tied around its necklace. Now this necklace, around the neck. Now this bell was to make sure whenever they went hunting, the dog would never get lost away, would never get or run away from him. So he would always hear and know where the dog had run to or towards to. And this also helped in case they found animals that they wanted to hunt. The bell would chase after an animal and Mpobe would come after it, knowing the directions to run to. Now, one day, Mpobe went hunting, and while he was in the bush, he saw a musu. Now, a musu is an edible rat. It's really a huge edible rat. Them days, people used to eat them. Right now, I don't know if they do eat them anymore. So when he saw this musu, the dog ran after it, chased it. And when the dog chased after it, Mpobe also followed. Now, in the distance, Mpobe would hear the dog still running, chasing the musu or the edible rat, because the dog had that bell around its neck, so it would tinkle. The tinkling would go on and on and on. So Mpobe, they ran and ran and ran in the forest, under the trees, everywhere. But this edible rat ran so fast that the dog could not catch it. Mpobe, as a believer and not giving up of a man he was, because those days, being a hunter, I think one of the rules would be every time you went hunting, you would come back with something. You never come back empty-handed as a hunter. So every hunter's dream was to come back with a kill or an animal back home. So Mpobe never gave up. He chased after his dog while the dog chased after the musu. Now it came to a point where they had run for nearly 20 minutes non-stop. The musu entered a hole underneath the earth's crust. And when it entered the hole, the dog also entered it. Mpobe also came and could hear the tinkling of the bells, also followed. They ran in that tunnel. It was quite a big tunnel that they ran through. Now, after some time, the tunnel came out of nowhere. There was an opening, and boom, there was another country. Through the tunnel, there was another country. Beautiful, lots of cattle, herds of cattle, sheep, goats, and many more animals. Now, Mpobe was surprised that they had been hunting in this forest for a long time, but he had never seen a place such like this. And seeing that no hunters or no other families were staying in such a place, considering there were a lot of animals, he was surprised, but he didn't give it more attention as he was chasing after his dog to catch the musu. So after a long time, the musu and the dog came to a compound, a really big compound, and there was a man who had sat down. Mpobe came and found his dog and the musu resting there with this man. So Mpobe also knelt down. So he was really tired and he didn't know who this man was. And when he knelt down, the man asked him, Mpobe, he called him by his name, Mpobe, you're quite far away from home. What brings you here? Mpobe replied, well, I don't know where I am, but for sure I know I've been chasing my dog, which has been chasing this musu, and only to come and find you sat here with them. So this old man told him, Mpobe, if you don't know where you are, this is my country. My name is Walumbe. My name is Death. Now, Death, if you've watched one of our YouTube videos of Kintu and Nambi, you will know that Death was a brother to Nambi, who came to earth and started killing people. Well, we'll not go into that, as the story is there. So the old man told him, Mpobe, my name is Death, and you've come to my country. Now, people who come to this country, they never go back to the living world, because everything that comes here stays with me. It belongs to me. Mpobe, shakingly, terrified, and really, really scared, started begging for mercy. He said, look, sir, I didn't know that I would chase or I would go hunting and end up in this place. Please forgive me. Let me go back home to my country. At least say bye to my people one more time. And I promise you, bring me back anytime you want. Bring me back. But at least I want to go back home and say bye to my beautiful people. Now, Death empathized with him, listened him out, and Death said, okay, because you've asked for mercy, I'll give you a chance. You're gonna go back to the world of the living, but you have to promise one thing: never to tell this thing, this secret, to anyone. Now, Mpobe had gone for 3 days hunting, and people in the village, and his mother, he was staying with his mother, they had looked for him and no one had found him. So Walumbe told him, I'll let you go, but you don't tell anyone, or you'll never tell anyone about this. And if you do, I will come for you. So Mpobe said, yes, I will never tell anyone. Mpobe went back to the land of the living with his dog. When he reached back home, his mother was surprised to see him. He was like, hey, where have you been? We looked for you for days and you were nowhere to be found. So Mpobe told the mother, I went hunting, but I got lost in the forest, and thank God I'm here again, alive. Mpobe went straight to his bed and had a rest because of what he had seen. He didn't want to even think about it anymore. Now, people tried to ask him and his mother where he had been, because being a hunter and the village people being hunters, they had gone through that forest and there was no chance that they could have missed him. Mpobe still sticked to his story that he went hunting and got lost in the forest. Now, this went on and on for many, many days and months. Mpobe would tell the same story, that he went hunting and got lost in the forest. But one evening, his mother sat him down and asked him, son, you can tell me anything, right? Mpobe replied, yes. And his mother asked him, please, could you tell me what happened that day when you went hunting and you went missing for 3 days? Mpobe said, if I tell you this, you have to promise never to tell anyone. And the mother, of course, said, yes, I will never tell anyone. Who would I even tell? After all, you're my son. Who would I even tell? See? Who would I ever tell? Now, Mpobe started telling the mother of what had happened or what had transpired. I went to the forest, I was hunting, I was chasing this musu or the Edeborat, and then I ended up in the world of Walumbe. So he told her the whole story. Now, after telling her the whole story, that evening in the night, when Mpobe was sleeping, a loud voice called out, Mpobe, you broke the promise. You broke the promise. It's me, Walumbe, or it's me, Death. Now you have to come with me. Mpobe had no choice but to go with Walumbe, and he couldn't even resist it or say no, because Walumbe had all the powers to do whatever he wanted. So they took Mpobe back to the land of the dead. Now, waking up in the morning, his mother didn't see Mpobe, but because they had told her the story the previous evening, she knew what had happened. Now, she told all the villagers about the story, and now everyone knew what had transpired, and every villager, or every hunter who lived in that village got out their spears, their pangas, and went to search for this hole or tunnel, which is believed that Mpobe had run through and went into the land of the dead to find him and rescue him. Now, they searched for this tunnel for many, many, many days, but all in vain. They couldn't find it. All in vain. They tried and tried and tried and tried, but still, this tunnel was never found. Up to date, this tunnel is believed to be there, or this hole is believed to be there, but still no one has ever seen it. And it's believed that Walumbe, or death, comes out of that tunnel every now and then and comes to the land of the living, takes whoever he wants back to that land, back to his country. And that's the story of Mpobe the hunter and Walumbe. Now, as we say in Uganda, Nangawo Wendalavira. And that's what I saw all those many years ago.